Hi, I'm Maud Mostly. My pronouns are they, them, and welcome back to Tunes Tuesday, where today I'm sitting down with pop punk band Suzie True. Would you folks like to introduce yourselves?
Sure,
Go for it, G.
I guess. Hi, I'm G. I play guitar in the band, and my pronouns are she, her.
I'm Lexi. I play bass and sing, and my pronouns are she, her also.
Amazing, thank you. So, your About page describes you as crybaby pop punk, whose goal it is to have you crying about your crush in the mosh pit. And your debut album coming out at the end of the month is titled Saddest Girl at the Party. I personally love it, and what I really see in these titles and ideas is the desire to positively express emotions. You know, for instance, taking away the negative connotations a label like Crybaby has. Why did you choose to go with this theme of emotions and feelings, in particular, sadness and crying?
Yeah,
Crying. Interesting. Kidding. I think Lexi can best explain this one.
yeah, it's funny because it's not until like people have been saying that I realize it's like a theme. Because I feel like I've adopted that as like part of my personality almost. Not the like we made these shirts that say like I'm sad. I think because my whole life dealing with like mental health and like depression and stuff, people will be like, just be happy, like just stop being sad, like go for a run, like do yoga and be happy. And I'm like, that it's okay to like, not necessarily like get like lost in the sadness or depression, and like it's important to try to cope with that obviously, but there's something to be said for like accepting like I'm sad today and I'm going to cry, especially because the way I was raised and being from like a Mexican background, I feel like a lot of the time certain cultures are uncomfortable with emotions. And I definitely had that growing up where it was like if I started crying, it was like, don't cry. Um, so being older and like going to therapy and like reading books and working on myself, I just realized like, oh, being like accepting your emotions for like whatever they are is beautiful and should be embraced. And like if you have to cry, like literally cry. I cry when I'm happy, when I'm sad, like when I'm angry. Um, yeah, and I think G put it really well like last week about just like um, finding strength in your vulnerability instead of like it being thought of as a weakness.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. And it really, combats this like toxic positivity culture we're kind of seeing and talking about more lately, where it's like kind of what you just mentioned, where it's very much that like good vibes only all the time. And if you bring up anything that's like not good or great, or you're not feeling happy, and people are just like, no, but you're supposed to be happy all the time. Instead of like not seeing negative emotions as bad, just seeing them as other emotions, and like us all having these ranges of feelings that should all be, respected and validated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
thank you.
Yeah.
So then one of the singles you've already released for this upcoming album is Carmen. And in this song, you refer to animated character Carmen Sandiego, which I thought was really fun. And as someone who is very much into cartoons myself, especially from a queer angle, because the community has really had this like strong pull towards the like cartoons in the past 5 or so years, because it's become a place to find some of the most progressive, media and really well written shows. So, what inspired you to tie in Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah. So I actually wrote that song about like my uh, a relationship I was in when I was in college, and the person I was in a relationship with was like did make comics and stuff, and he made a comic about how like when he was a kid he had a crush on Carmen Sandiego. And I love that, especially because like everyone had a crush on animated characters when they were kids. Shout out Aladdin.
Your gateway.
And like, what was the girl from Atlantis?
We're not gonna talk about that. Whoops. Wait. Oh, I have no idea what her name is, but yeah, approved.
I was very much a Shigo from Kim Possible.
Oh my god, go. Also, Kim though, like
I mean, also Kim.
The same.
Obviously.
Truly, Ron did not need to be there, but for foil, maybe it's fine.
Oh, the Danny Phantom and the girl.
Oh, we're not gonna do this right now. I guess we're gonna do this right now. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and I just thought that was funny and cute, and I when that relationship ended, whatever, I was just writing a song about it, and I thought about how he had made that comic and like had a crush on Carmen Sandiego, so I just tied it in to just because it was relevant. And it's also the kind of thing of like the song is about trying to be something for someone else and like trying to fit into like what they want, to make the relationship work when you know like it's not gonna work. So I was just like trying to be something he wanted, you know. But I do love that Carmen Sandiego has been like kind of adopted as like a queer and what, she's from Brazil, so like Latinx icon.
Latin like international crime division.
Yeah, and I do love that too about cartoons in general and cartoons in the past few years, that there's a lot that you can, even when they don't like outwardly put it in the storyline, there's like a lot that you can like self-interpret, and that's kind of like the great thing about like cartoons and different medias.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like, you know, Over the Garden Wall is another cartoon that's been really popular for a while. I have to say it's one of my favorites. I mean, it's just so well done. And like, it doesn't explicitly have queerness in it, but the main people who watch it are queer. So I've just decided it like exudes queer energy that like pulls us all in.
Oh,
I love that. I love that show too.
Yeah. So again, your upcoming album, Saddest Girl at the Party, will be put out with Get Better Records, which is an independently owned queer trans label. So how has it been working with a queer label, and why do you think these independent queer labels are important?
Do you want to go?
sure. Well, there's definitely strength in community, I think. It's really cool to be working with someone who, first of all, is so outspoken about equality, inclusion, and diversity, especially this label. When Lexi first told me about this label, I was like, this is the coolest thing I've probably ever heard in my entire life. So it was just super surreal to be a part of that. It feels really good to be with, I guess, first of all, really diverse people from all walks of life. You learn so much, and it feels really good as well to just feel welcome just as you are, you know? So you can, I don't know, express yourself however you do, and you just know that at the end of the day, they'll be like there for you, which is super dope.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I feel like people talk a lot about like toxic places in the music industry. So it's really nice that I think these independent labels are just becoming more and more frequent to kind of move people into, you know, safer environments where they're a little bit less worried about like being taken advantage of or having to make compromises that they don't want to make.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's really great to work with a label that we can like trust, you know? Like I fully trust them. We're in good hands, and I, like what G said, there's strength in community, and I've been a fan of Get Better Records for like 5 years. Just like I love how outspoken they are, because I feel like a lot of labels and like things like that, their PR team is like, oh, we can't talk too much about this because then like we'll isolate people. But Get Better is like, no, like queer as in fuck you. And I just love it. It's just like unapologetic, and that's what we need right now. Like, not people kind of like dipping a toe in and like being like afraid to say how they feel because they don't want to like make certain people feel left out or something. But like Get Better is just like this is who we are, this is what we stand for. And I've always admired that. And then on top of that, they're just like so kind, and their artists are so amazing. I'm like so honored to be on like a roster with artists that are like all so talented and queer and BIPOC and just like amazing people. So we're really thankful for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds incredible. And it sounds like a really wonderful community. And I'm so glad that's something that, you know, more musicians are being able to access these days. So yeah, it was really nice having this chat with you. Thank you for being on Tunes Tuesday. Before we go, is there anything else you'd like to say about your upcoming album or anything in the future that people can be looking forward to?
I don't think so. We have a couple live streams and stuff coming up. So the best way to stay up to date is just follow us on social media. But yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
No problem. And all links to find them on social media will be found below, along with their Bandcamp. So you can pre-save, pre-purchase Saddest Girl at the Party. And also you can check out the merch that they mentioned earlier. So yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.
Bye.